I'm inspired to make a video due to something someone emailed me. And he emailed me a video from, just a second. The video was a video from the channel.
Yeah, it definitely matters because like money
Abba and
security, like
Preach.
financial security is important to me.
Abba and Preach. I will link it in the description so you can look at it. And I have watched Abba and Preach in the past. I have watched them, and I now choose to unsubscribe from all videos that leave me feeling like the women are just bitches or entitled or grandiose, or men that speak down on women, like any kind of negativity. But it's interesting the way that the YouTube algorithm works. You start watching one type of video and they know what you like, so they send you other types of videos. And so it's easy to think you're just listening to free speech on the internet, but they're actually feeding you self reinforcing stuff because they want to send you stuff that you're interested in. And if you start watching stuff like, nothing against these guys, I actually agree with their video, Abba and Preach. I actually agree with what they're saying on here, okay? But the women that are on there and the way they talk and all that, it's kind of negative and it's discouraging. And if I were a man listening to that, I would feel really discouraged. And so it's easy for people to go down further and further down into this rabbit hole of reinforcing ideas, and they think it's true because it's on this channel. But it is not true. It is not true that women will only date men who make six figures. Now, this gentleman who wrote to me, that's what he got out of it, but he missed the part where at least one woman said, and I agree with this, it's not how much money you're making, it's what you're up to, it's what you're building. And as Abba and Preach have said, I think 1% of men make over 100,000 a year, and they're usually in their 40s. And they point also to the more difficult economy. I've made videos about this in the past. The economy is shit worldwide. I just saw a video yesterday on breaking points. Just a moment, I want to look it up. Yeah, it was called Striketober. It's about all of these airport workers that want to strike in the restaurants. And then YouTube presented me with another video yesterday about quiet quitting in China. And what we have, you guys, I've talked about so many times because I'm older than you. I remember in the 70s, a man could graduate from high school, get a job supporting a whole family with health insurance for all, and buy a house. And what has happened since then, there have been several economic movements that have devastated the man and the family. First of all, the men used to work in manufacturing and union jobs. And those jobs are now mainly done, have been outsourced to other countries, or have been machinized, machine automated. And we're more in a knowledge economy where women can compete. See, the jobs of the old were physical labor jobs in factories and farming. And now a lot of jobs are knowledge economy jobs. So women have the upper hand, really. So you have women in the workforce now no longer needing a man economically. So the incentive to I need a man has really gone down. It's like, do I want a man and do I want this man? That has worked against relationships. And what has hurt people that are not, have not gone to graduate school, um, the the wages worldwide have been stagnant since the 70s because they used to go up, 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 and then they stopped. In the 70s, wages stopped growing, but we kept printing money. We kept printing money, and so the value of money kept falling. The Fed kept the interest rates really low, and we had a lot of bubbles. So we had wages flat for 50 years while the cost of housing, education, and healthcare have tripled or quadrupled. So now, even with two people working in many cities, in San Diego, a starter home, like a piece of shit home in a very sketchy neighborhood that should be $30,000, it's like 600,000. And this is happening in many, many cities. across the US, and it's even worse in China. In China, they have a thing called quiet quitting, where you've got these people that are working, it's called 9 I think it's called 997 or something. They work 9 hours a day with no days off. I forgot what it's called. They get no days off and they have to work really long shifts, and they feel completely like, what's my life even for? I'm just going to do the minimum to get by. I don't feel appreciated by my company. I don't even make enough money to pay my housing and my food. And I'm too tired for a boyfriend or sex. That's why in Japan, the birth rate is declining. People are too exhausted to even date. They don't have time. People feel used up and like used, and like there's no joy in life, because the idea of being an entrepreneur and getting ahead has been killed for most people. Now, meanwhile, all these companies are becoming more and more productive. I mean, they're becoming more productive and more profitable. Their profits are booming. Even the airlines with their pilot shortage, you just pick any company, Union Pacific, billions of dollars in profit, all going to the shareholders and the CEOs while the workers are being worked to the bone. And so we've had, I call this the decline of the economic prospects of the American male, but it's men worldwide. It's people who are not working in higher wage jobs, which is the majority of people. I would say, I'm just going to guess, 10% of Americans are comfortable. The rest of people are struggling. They're one car repair or one health thing away from being homeless pretty much. And so all of the increased productivity of the worker, not just because their work has been more, more technology helps them be more efficient, but they keep cutting people and wanting you to do more and work longer hours and not paid overtime. So a lot of you watching this video are being more productive, increasing the profits to the company, but none of those profits are going to you as they morally should. It's instead, all that money, all of your work is being siphoned off, pillaged. It's pillaging. You're consenting to work, but the conditions are not 100% how yes. So they're pillaging you, and they're taking that money for themselves because they're greedy as fuck. So quiet quitting, people wanting to quit, all that's going on. And that's what's going on, you guys. So if you feel like, what's wrong with me? I'm not making $100,000 a year. There's nothing wrong with you. It's the economy. Now, a few of us can escape that trap, but not everyone can. And a lot of women know this. If you're watching YouTube videos and the algorithm and the self-reinforcing stuff, and you start seeing these people, stop watching it. I had a conversation yesterday with someone about this, and he recommended, and I'm going to give you guys this, he recommended Pat McNamara and David Goggins as people to follow, as men to follow. And also, I would say, get to the gym, look at real life couples, stay off. I myself had to stop watching that stuff because they were telling me that I'm a piece of shit because I'm over 25, no man will ever want me. I had to stop watching that. And also the women on there, they're pretty nasty women that they feature. They're very entitled and angry and bossy. I don't know women like that myself. The women I know don't look to guys for money. If a woman makes her own money, she's not looking to a guy for money, even if she's younger. I used to work for someone, and his daughter is a nurse married to a cop. She wasn't looking for some rich guy. It's not true that unless you make six figures, you are, no woman wants you. That's bullshit. You guys have to stop listening to, it pisses me off. You're getting your information from a very negative source. It's biased information to get you to watch stuff because these people believe it. But if you actually start looking at real couples, start looking at real life couples, And just think about it logically. If only 1% of people make over 100,000 a year, you know, the economy has changed. Most of you will never make that much. Not you, but I mean, most people in this country will never make that much. And they're still getting married. So, um, you know, what I care about as a woman, I don't look at how much money a guy makes because I know the economy but I look what a guy's up to. What's his energy? What's he going after? Is he reliable? Does he have good? I look for a guy. I like a guy who's got energy. It's not about how much money he makes. It's about his energy committed to the community or his friends or his children, keeping his word, valuing his health, being fun, being happy, contributing to my life. Here are some tips. Stop watching anything that makes you feel down about yourself. Look for videos that inspire you, and hopefully my video does, because I'm always telling guys it's not about your height, it's not about your money, it's not about your abs. And that's true. I know that's true. Watch stuff that inspires you where they're not trying to sell you shit. Like me. But if you buy something, you can buy stuff. I buy stuff too. But watch things that inspire you, that make you a better person. And observe the world around you. Look at real couples. Is the guy always, only 3% of men are over 6 feet tall. But I see a lot of married guys walking around, and it's not just because the women settled for beta bucks. It's all bullshit lingo. I think the manosphere is one of the most toxic places that people can get stuck. So whenever I see guys talking about manosphere stuff, I just want to just block them, because I'm tired trying to explain that it's all a bunch of bullshit. I mean, that I could just go like, oh, I'm over 25, I might as well just forget about men. They're feeding you a lie based on their own perceptions. I think what's important is having good, if you want to, I think what makes a man attractive is when he's in the gym working out. And so he's strong and he's happy. And he actually keeps his word, like authentic. It's not that hard. And I think when people are happy and they work out, they do meaningful work. Let's see, what else did he say in his email? He watches my videos, so I'm not going to out him, but I love answering these videos. Okay, so, yeah, he's exactly right. He says, when I watch a video like this where they say that women want men who make 6 figures, I go, guys like me see this all the time. It's a bit discouraging, because he's a young man building his career. And he says, it makes me want to throw in the towel. You know what? And I love that he said that. If you feel like you want to throw in the towel from watching that, maybe it's a sign that they're giving you stuff that's discouraging. Watch something encouraging instead. Because I tell you what, there's nothing that makes a man more attractive than a man who feels good about himself, who's confident, and who's inspired and encouraged. That's what's hot. And there are certain women that just go for the money or the looks, like superficial women, in my opinion. But if those are the women you want, then be an Andrew Tate. Go after the money, the chicks, the cars. I don't ever get married, in my opinion, superficial life. If you want a relationship and you actually want to be embodied and be a whole human and have feelings and get married, none of that stuff matters. If I were a guy, this is where I would go to meet women. Maybe this is a bad idea, but yoga. I would always look for a chick who's got a job and her life together, who handles her money well. Stay away from women who are in debt, because they will bring that debt for you to pay off. And they will get you into debt. A woman who can't handle her money won't handle yours well either. I want to look for a woman who's got her shit together and who is doing feminine things like yoga, maybe volleyball, I don't know, farmer's market, maybe, the gym, or things that you enjoy doing. If I were a guy, I would just start. What would I do if I were a guy? I've thought about this before. I would make sure I hit the gym so I can build my confidence and have a strong body. Because women, just like you guys like us to have a good body, we like you to have a good body. But it doesn't mean six-pack abs. It just means having some good muscle definition, strong core. It doesn't mean six-pack abs. You don't have to be a model. Just wear some decent-looking clothes. Look good. Be confident. I think working out will give you that. Keep your word. I would go to yoga classes and I would just strike up conversations with women about the class or the teacher and see who's interested in talking to me. Then I might say, hey, you want to grab a coffee after yoga? You want to go for a walk? You know, are you free to go to lunch now? Something like that. But I don't know. Maybe that doesn't work. Yes, the economy isn't what it once was, and if you want to get into a relationship, my opinion really is the best time to get married and meet a partner is in your early 20s, because after that, it just gets harder, you guys. It just does. Because, like my son, he and all of his friends are now married. They all went to graduate school, they're all married, except for one. They all want families, they all got married by their late 20s. So, all those guys are gone. All those MBA guys from his class, he went to top school, they're gone. They're taken. So what's left in their 30s? The guys that were avoidant, you know, because you were avoidant. I've seen this so many times. People who didn't get married in their 20s, they often never do. And look at me, and other people now, the world has changed. People are having a hard time just finding someone to date. That's why I said in my other video, my new requirement for going on a date, I'm going to tell a guy, you know what? I don't know you well enough to even trust that you're going to show up for a date. I don't know you well enough. So keep coming back here. If I keep running into you and eventually like you, we can go on a date. Otherwise, I need send me $100 as a sign of good faith that you're actually going to show up on the date, and I'll meet you there. That's what the world has come to for me as a woman. And they're not even looking for sex. They just sometimes just want to talk. So I really think we have to vet people, and that's it. I'm going to end this video now. Just email me, you guys, if you have any more questions or want to run things by me. I kind of have fun making these videos because I like making these videos. So that's what I'm going to keep doing. Maybe a good thing to do would be if you guys ask me questions, and maybe this Friday I'll do a YouTube live in the evening, like around 6 o'clock Pacific time. And last time I did a YouTube live on Monday night on my birthday, a bunch of people came on, which was great. I think 20 people. I don't know who they are. I just see a count of the number of people. By the way, I don't know you're on here unless you send a comment, and I might try that again. But keep emailing me with your questions. I'm going to put my email below. And please do not ask me anything about the Manosphere stuff, because I think it's all bullshit and negative, and I would just recommend not even watching it unless you want to put yourself in a bad mood.